You're listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. Hello, welcome back to Pack Dynamics, a Teen Wolf podcast. I am Emily.
And I'm Allison.
And this is Season 2, Episode 3, Ice Pick.
It's one of my favorite episodes of Teen Wolf, honestly. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's one of my favorites. But mostly just because we finally get my firstborn daughter, Erica Reyes.
It's not a bad episode. I think it's a good episode.
I really enjoy it, but we will talk about it. So, the fandom as a whole, we're just straight into the meat of this episode. Let's get real. The fandom as a whole really likes to woobify both Styles and Derek. And just completely ignore or talk trash about Scott, and then we also woobify Allison to some extent. Let us be crystal clear in this episode. My firstborn son, Derek Hale, is a terrible alpha.
Oh, he's a dick.
This is the fucking worst. Sir.
Yeah,
I would
terrible.
ask where your mother is, but I already know. What?
Who raised you?
Who raised you? Were you raised by wolves? The answer is yes, but come on.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, we're not so ingrained into the Hale pack that we cannot step back and say wow, what a dick.
This was terrible in every possible way.
Very quickly, the rundown of this episode is Scott and Styles take Allison and Lydia on an ice skating date. Big spoilers, Derek converts Erica. But the IMDb does not say and, it just says Derek converts Erica, which I think is racist. Mrs. Argent begins to suspect that Allison is still seeing Scott, despite her promise not to. The air date was June 11th, 2012. I do want to take a quick Swiftie break to say that I have been watching this on Hulu. Before the episode started, there was an ad for some new Disney movie, I think, that plays as part of their theme track, whatever, the Taylor's version of Out of the Woods, which is a perfect segue into this episode.
Correct. Shall we put on our hats and go back into fandom history? I once made a gift set of the Hale house burning to Are We Out of the Woods?
As you should.
It was not very well made, but I tried my best.
Because they're not out of the woods yet.
No.
And they're not in the clear yet.
They are not. Also, there is definitely an addendum that I need to add to this episode. So I am not watching Teen Wolf on Hulu because it is very difficult to get here. So I'm using the old copies that I've had and made gift sets of forever and ever and ever.
Geo-blocked.
Yeah. So been clucking around, and this morning I was laughing with my beloved husband about I love this episode of Teen Wolf. I've seen it so many times. I've gifted so many times. I've seen so many gift sets of this episode. I could do the entire recap just from memory. I could do the entire thing just off the top of my head. I don't even need to watch the episode.
Oops.
And someone was listening because I pulled up the episode and it's last time on Teen Wolf comes out of my speakers in neither a voice nor a language I recognize. Turns out my copy of this episode has been dubbed in, I'm pretty sure, Russian, maybe Ukrainian or Polish, something in that general area. And so I got to watch this episode through fandom's eyes.
You're watching the LiveJournal version.
You're watching the LiveJournal version. This is completely true. So I'm going to be leaning a lot on Emily for the facts and a lot on me on the interpretation of this episode.
Yes.
Because I only got half the facts of this episode. So I was hoisted by my own petard. I was hoisted. I
still feel like you're going to remember absolutely everything about this.
Oh, I do. In several moments, I was actively saying words along with the episode.
Yep.
My copy of the episode was just not saying those words, but it was still very wonderful.
So this episode opens at our favorite location, a gas station.
The only gas station in town where Chris Argent likes to harass people.
Yeah. It's No Good Things gas station. I don't know that anything positive or reaffirming has ever occurred at the Beacon Hills gas station. But Allison is there filling up her tank. We're assuming with Daddy's credit card, she doesn't seem to have a job.
No, she does not seem to have a job. I imagine that Mr. Argent paid for this gasoline.
Yeah, I think so. A dude on a motorcycle rolls up being all flirty until the lights go out at this gas station.
Look at Allison flirting with a boy who isn't
I
Scott.
know. I
Ooh.
mean, a little eye flirty. It's cool. Allison, because she's not dumb, knows to get the fuck out of this gas station, but the keys in her car are gone. I don't know why she left the keys in the ignition.
Aren't you not supposed to leave your keys in the ignition when you fill up your gasoline?
I mean, I would put my keys in my pocket because someone could steal the car. I mean, it wouldn't happen. Anyway, yes, you're not supposed to leave the keys in the ignition. Don't do it anyway because someone could just jump your car and run.
Yeah. That my big question is like, who stole your keys?
I know. How did they do it without her noticing?
How did someone open the door on the other side,
And
slip
like
out, grab her
scoot
keys, and run
across.
away?
Yeah. I don't know how this happened.
Was Motorcycle Boy a distraction? Was that like his whole thing?
Oh, totally, totally a
Ah,
distraction. And it worked.
because a girl gets kidnapped.
Yep, she gets black bagged and kidnapped and wakes up, well, in the Hale house.
We know it's the Hale house. Do we think Allison knows it's the Hale house?
I'm not sure. And for a hot second, I wasn't sure if the audience is supposed to know it's the Hale house until they all end up outside. But I was like, you need to stop using this fucking family's house. This is private property.
This
We
is
have
private
talked about
property.
this before. They don't seem to be listening.
No. And like, as we'll see later in the episode, Chris and his hunters just really want to make a home out of this home.
Yeah.
They're
This is
just
not,
there. They're just hanging out all the time.
they've set up shop in this man's house. This
No
is
wonder
not.
Derek had to move.
I know. I feel like maybe Derek has a case against the Argents for squatting in his ancestral home.
Correct.
But Chris is also tied to a chair in front of Allison, seemingly also kidnapped, and there is a spooky, mysterious voice in the background asking Allison, like, "Do you know what happens if a hunter gets bitten by the werewolf?"
Well, we'll find out later.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so because my audio on this episode was not with
What does this
voices I
sound
was
like?
which was different than what I was remembering. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Hecklin's voice?
I don't think so.
Okay, I feel like I remember at some point like the spooky disembodied voices come out and they sound like Derek, and I'm always like, why would Derek be talking here?
No, I think it's just a deep, kind of scratchy voice that's been altered with, like the scream,
The little box.
the little box. Yeah.
The little box, yeah.
I mean, it could have been Hecklin doing it in ADR, but no,
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's meant to be Derek.
Gotcha. And Chris here is doing some fantastic acting.
He's doing some eye acting to look really concerned for his predicament.
I have been kidnapped.
Ooh.
Save me.
This is, in fact, the worst escape room ever devised because it is all a fucking test. The Argents have kidnapped their own daughter in the guise of training.
Daddy daughter training time.
Yeah. And the cute motorcycle guy is just another hunter in on it. This is the worst because
This is, in fact, the worst. Yeah, this is the worst.
this is the worst. If this is how you treat your daughter in any regard, you suck as a parent. And also, like, as a leader.
Yeah. Is this the we train our sons to be soldiers, our daughters to be leaders scene?
It is, yes. Chris is talking to Allison about, like, they have a progressive tradition that the final decisions are made in their family by the women and that they train their daughters to be the leaders because they're also going to go kill Isaac on the next full moon.
And my notes here in all caps read, "Do you, Christopher?
Yeah.
Do you?"
Do you?
Because
It doesn't
I
seem
feel
you
like
do.
we haven't been brought in on Victoria making any kinds of decisions. Kate certainly didn't make decisions that were approved by the board of directors.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No.
no.
Who is the board of directors?
Well, even, like the family.
Feels like it's just Gerard.
It's just Gerard. It's just Gerard. Just Gerard.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
So, and as they kind of all file out of this, well, they leave Allison there with one of the arrows, so she has to cut herself out of her rope bindings, and apparently it takes her like a couple of hours to get free. Now, fortunately, this hunter lackey gets kind of like stung and clawed in the back of the neck.
Yeah. Spooky tail, spooky neck cut, spooky
Yep.
claws.
And we see kind of in the corner of the screen, like dripping claws from a scaly kind of a hand and like smash cut cold open. Yeah. So, we have terrible daddy-daughter time to open the episode. And again, like, just stay out of gas stations in Beacon Hills. Like, if you ever find yourself driving through there, just keep going to the next town.
Just go a little bit north, go further north to Oregon. They'll pump your gas there for you and nothing bad will ever happen. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yes, nothing bad ever happens to people in Oregon.
Okay. So bad things happen to people everywhere, but this particular issue wouldn't happen.
Yep. So now we find ourselves at the Beacon High gym. Where the fuck does this climbing wall come from? Like, this is not something my high school would have ever allowed anyone to do ever.
So I feel like I told this story. I'm not sure if I was talking to you or to the pod, so I will probably tell it again here. So I worked at a high school not horribly long ago, my old high school. And in the time since I was a student to now, they've manifested a rock wall inside the gym. And that's pretty cool. I've never seen anybody use it, but I see that it's there and it's all locked up just so that kids can't do what, happens here. And I remember I was once helping the team proctor an exam, like a SAT, a PSAT, 8th grade exam, like whatever. And I'm walking through the gym, checking on the kiddos, and I remember like getting a really nice shot across the gym of all these like 15, 16-year-old kiddos and the rock wall. And I remember this episode and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Scott and Allison and Lydia and Styles and Jackson and Erica. They're just all super cool high school kids." And then I actually got to see real live high school kids and a rock wall, and like the age and mental state of these characters just hit me square in the noggin. Like, we start asking, like, why is Scott making these choices? Why did Erica do this? Why did Styles do that? And I was hit just all of a sudden with like, oh my God, it's because they're 15.
Because they're small babies.
Because they're 15, 16 years old and everything is made of monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all just trying their best. And like, it not only did it give me massive feelings for these characters, but it gave me massive feelings for my kiddos. For these wonderful, beautiful kiddos who are trying their best, whose bodies are changing every single stinking day, and they don't know who they are yet, and they're trying to figure it out. And, if given the scenarios and situations that these characters were given, would probably make similar choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just filled me with such empathy and for, 15, 16-year-old kiddos all over the world, because being, 15, 16 is a really hard age to be. Being a teenager is hard.
Yeah, it sucks. And I wonder how long it takes a person, like an adult, to lose the perspective of being 15. Like, how old do you become? How old are you when you have completely forgotten what it was like to be 15?
I think by my late 20s, I'd pretty much forgotten.
Yeah.
I'd pretty much forgotten. And then I went back to work at the high school and I was surrounded by it all the time. And that helped me kind of remember my own crises at that age,
Mm-hmm.
how they affected me physically and how they affected the way I interacted with teachers and peers and friends. Yeah, but about 10 years after I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost that perspective.
Because it's, I drive by my old high school pretty frequently to and from work, my big girl job. And so I just look at some of these kids like, ugh, high school students. And then it takes a second to be like, yeah, that was other people driving by the high school when I was there going, ugh, high school students.
Yeah. Ugh, why are they crossing the street without looking both ways? Ugh, why haven't they learned to take better control of their cars? Like, ugh, what do you
Mm-hmm.
mean she's wearing a sweater? Doesn't she know it's cold outside?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Like, look at these fucking idiots walking around without looking where they're going. Like, yeah.
they don't yet have the,
They
like,
have no.
amount of time to have practiced being a person. As,
Mm-hmm.
if you're 30, you have literally twice the amount of time you've had to practice being a person as a 15-year-old has.
Yeah. So, this scene with these high school students making fun of someone who has epilepsy, and you're like, what is wrong with these fucking kids? Like, well, they've only been thinking people for like 10 years. So,
And, if Erica is the first person with epilepsy they've ever met in their lives,
mhm.
then they may not actually have the range yet. They might not really be able to empathize, especially if they don't know her.
Yeah. And, you know, people are programmed to maintain distant from things that are slightly different.
Yep.
I think I'm not gonna argue on that point, but it's in our brains to coalesce around similar things. It's
Because
what
it's
we
safer
did.
in a group
It's
and
safer in a group, safer in a pack. So here's a person in your high school, you've already made your cliques and your groups, and here's someone who is ever so slightly different from you in a very visible way. It's very easy to put her as an other.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it
But
breaks
this
my heart
I
because
know.
we
I was gonna
get
say this is your firstborn daughter, so I don't know if you wanna have a moment here talking about the introduction of Erica Reyes.
because this is my firstborn daughter, Erica Reyes. I love her so much. I love her
Yes.
so much. And I empathize with her so much. I have gone on kind of a similar mental journey to what she has gone through. Like, even here, Erica, after Scott and Allison come down from the rock wall, Styles and Erica go next. And Erica is definitely, we've never seen her before. She just kind of
Mhm.
fades into the background and nobody talks about her and nobody looks at her, but everybody knows about her because, Allison's able to tell Coach, like, yeah, she's got epilepsy. And like Lydia knows all about what kind of epilepsy. And like everyone talks about her, but
Mhm.
nobody talks to her.
Yep.
And, as she's climbing this rock wall and she has a ring on, which my big question is I believe it's a ring on the ring finger of her left hand. Is Erica wearing a purity ring?
Mm. I don't know.
Like, is that what that is? And so she gets about a third of the way up the wall, and Styles is all the way up and all the way down because, yay, I did it. And Erica freezes. She gets scared and she freezes. She can't go up and she can't go down. And I'm certainly not saying that I've ever had unbelievably severe, super fun anxiety disorder of any kind. I have never been frozen in my own house, scared to walk either too close or too far away from my sink where there was a spider in it and was physically frozen. And my mother had to drive 20 minutes across town and let herself into my apartment with her own key in order to get me out of it. Like, I've certainly never done that. And I don't know if any of you out there have ever done anything like that, but I'm seeing my own experiences like
Mhm.
on television. It's like, in your front brain, like, you're gonna be fine. You're hooked up to a thing, the spider isn't gonna kill me, like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. But your brain in that moment is trying to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can tell your brain that will talk it down.
She's also dangling 20 feet above the ground.
Yes, yes, she is.
And frankly, Coach is not necessarily the most reliable person to be doing this.
Absolutely not, because just before that, Allison, like, knocked Scott off the wall. Coach, like, laughed at him.
Yeah. Mhm. He said something about, like, "Your pain gives me a special kind of joy."
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like, I see Erica and my heart grows 3 sizes in my chest. I just want if Scott were a real person, he'd be one of my favorite kiddos. If Erica was a real person, I would bring her into my office and make sure that she knew that this was always going to be a safe place where she could be seen and heard and listened to, because I wanna give her the biggest hug. I love her so much, and I love her a little bit more in the next scene, just when I thought I couldn't
Yeah.
love her anymore.
I do love the fanon that you don't see Erica in any of the other episodes or seasons because she is so faded into the background.
Yeah.
People like Matt and Isaac and even Boyd are like, where are these fucking kids been? Like, where do they just pop out of? But I do like the fanon theory that because Erica is so shy and so forgotten as a student, that's why we don't see her as a student. She's been there all along, but no one cares.
But no one cares, no one notices,
Yeah.
no one.
Mhm.
And so, we get some pieces in the scene. We get a very, like, suspicious looking Jackson, and then Lydia talking about epilepsy is smarter than everyone else in the room because of course she is. And Erica finally gets down off the wall, and that look on her face is so familiar to me. It's not that she's angry at everybody else. She's just ashamed and embarrassed and hates everything about herself.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why am I here? What the hell's the point? Like, just leave me alone."
Mhm.
Don't make me do this. If you're just gonna hate me, then, like, you can't hate me any more than I hate me, like, get out of here.
Yeah, totally.
And so we go back into the next room, and then there's locker room talk, and Scott and Styles are talking about Isaac being Derek's problem, and Jackson's like, you know, trying to figure out, like, "Ooh, what do they know and where are they going?" And we flash back to the gym where the
Mhm.
lights have gone out and the rock wall is beautifully lit
Yes.
as it is every day.
Yes.
And Erica comes back. She does not come back for her classmates. She does not come back for coach. She comes back for her. She comes back for herself and faces this thing. It beat her once, but damned if it's going to beat her again.
Yep. Hey, Allison, tell me about becoming a podcaster.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long now. So I listened to our sister podcast, Glee on the Rock, for what, like a year or two before I finally came on to join for a bonus episode. I did a That's My Ship. And I remember so clearly, like, being in my friend's house trying to figure out, like, oh my gosh, how do I podcast? What equipment do I need? Do I need like a fancy microphone? Do I need all these cameras? And Emily said, no, it's fine. We've got Zencaster. And I was like, what do you mean? And sure enough, it was fine. She sent me the link. It was so easy. And we were just done. And I was like, is that it? And she's like, yeah, that's it. And I didn't think much about it until like a year or so ago when Emily finally reached out and we decided to start Pack Dynamics. And again, I started to ask her, like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? What equipment do I need? Do I need all these fancy cameras? And she's like, no, don't worry about it. We use Zencastr. And I was like, what do you mean, don't worry about it? But sure enough, she sent me the first link to Pack Dynamics, and all I had to do was show up and start. And it blew my mind as to how easy and seamless this process has been. If you are like me and super nervous about jumping into your first podcast, let me tell you about my experience with Zencastr. It is now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high quality podcast right away. Record studio quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. There's always like a moment after we finish recording an episode where we kind of cross our fingers and be like, download, download, download. And it always downloads and it's so good. And we absolutely love it. If you've ever thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code FANDOM, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences that I do for all of my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. She comes back. She is so brave, and she is trying so hard to believe in herself.
I know.
She's trying so hard to believe in herself. She's like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And if it fails, then it'll fail, but it's not going to be for lack of trying.
It also means she's gonna climb without support.
She's going to climb with no ropes. She's going to climb with no pads, and she's going to climb with no people.
Mhm.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Please, please, please.
Mhm.
So we go back to the locker room, and I do believe Styles is having a really horny moment in the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is that new?
It's just vocalized.
It's
this
just vocal.
episode.
Yeah, Styles wants to have a good time. He wants to go out. He wants to get laid, I think.
There's something about many different times and many different positions. Styles is having a real horny moment in the locker room.
Yeah.
And Scott is just digging through his locker, and all of a sudden his hand starts to shake.
Yeah, this is new, I think.
I have questions.
I do too. I have questions too.
I have questions.
Like, did he actually learn something from Derek about using all of his senses?
Or, like, is he now able to, like, psychically tap into Erica?
But that doesn't make any fucking sense. He doesn't
No,
know
it
her.
does not. No,
They're
it
not
does not.
pack.
Is he just, like, now able to tap into, like, oh, someone's having a seizure? Like, what is this?
And does he ever use this again?
I don't know.
I don't remember him ever being like, someone has a cold. I must go to them.
Like, I am desperately hoping that it is what you've suggested and that he is learning to use all of his senses, that, like, something's off in the force, something's off in the energy of the universe. But turns out that he is correct, that something's wrong, and it turns out that Erica, about halfway up the wall, further than she got the first time, is having a seizure and falls off the wall,
Mhm.
headed straight for the gym floor. But luckily, who is there? Who paid attention to his instincts? Scott McCall did,
Yeah, he did.
and runs out full force and catches Erica and gets her to the ground.
Doesn't even hurt his back doing it.
Doesn't even hurt his back. Easy breezy. And I do believe that it's Allison who tells him to put Erica on her side,
Yeah, I think so.
because Allison pays attention.
Yes, she does.
Allison probably at one point has spoken to Erica.
I like to think so.
I like to think so. And has, like, asked about, like, hey, so, like, what do you want to share about this?
Mhm.
And so they're desperately trying to take care of Erica in that moment. And in the scene during her seizure, she's kind of curling up against Scott. And
Mhm.
I imagine that it's just an automatic reflex of the body when you're having a seizure. But
Mhm.
just the visual of Erica clinging on to Scott's hand,
Yeah,
it really hit me in the heart place.
it does. Yeah.
I would, however, like to I have a lot of questions. Why did the entire gym class come back? And why were they all still in their gym clothes? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was just a vibe question that I had, but
Unanswerable.
unanswerable. But I empathize so much with Erica. I see so much of myself in her. I am so proud of the decisions that she makes in this moment. Like, even though they were pretty dumb choices, like, she was doing them for all the right reasons. And I don't get to talk about Erica for very long. So thank you for letting me talk about her now.
Well, there's plenty. I mean, we got a lot of Erica in this episode.
Yes, we
So
do. It's why it's one of my favorites.
this is your chance because she, ends up in the hospital.
With Mama McCall being both the best mom and the best nurse.
Yes, I would love her as my nurse should I ever need her.
Yes.
Erica does not seem to have parents who come to visit her, but maybe we just miss that at this point. We do not know. But she doesn't have parents waiting in the hospital with her. Maybe it's past curfew. We don't
Or
know.
maybe it's just in the middle of the workday because Erica goes, "Are you gonna call my mom?"
She does do that. That's true. But we don't
So,
hear
like,
about a dad.
I imagine it's just, like, it's after gym class, so it's probably in the middle of the day.
Yeah, the parents of Beacon Hills are nebulous. Sometimes you're like, are they real? Are they not? Do we Some people have great parents, some people have like off in the distance parents who are kind of there but not really unless they're needed. So, someone who is there, however, is a pair of boots comes into Erica's room while she is sleeping and wheels her bed into the morgue because that's safe and comfortable where it's nice and frosty in there.
And, like, as she's getting wheeled out, she starts to recognize that she's moving and starts to panic.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean, who
this
wouldn't?
and this giant hand just, like, comes forward and just, like, moves her head back, and my entire stomach just lurched. Like,
There
no.
This is obviously Derek Hale, who could have approached this in any number of ways, but no, he steals a teenage girl out of her hospital room post-ictal and wheels her into the morgue. In
And proceeds to, like, flirt with her in
Yes.
the grossest
Oh.
possible way. Everything about this was bad.
Oh, I hate
Derek,
it so
stop it.
much. I
No.
I hated this so much.
So much.
I had honestly kind of forgotten about it, I think,
This is
or like
I like, blocked most of this out.
I did too. I must have because she's in her like paper hospital gown. He's in leather. She is clearly not in any position of power here. He starts asking her like, "Did you get a warning before the seizure?" And like he's offering her the chance to make all of this go away as he like
N
pets her leg
and
and
then,
like
like, moves, like and, like, caresses her face, and I'm like, "Stop
yes.
it.
And like pulls her close to him on the
Ugh,
bed like,
ugh, ugh, ugh.
stop it." Like
Stop it."
sure, there are ways that no, no. These actions in another context outside of the hospital where
Bad,
somebody has
bad,
been but no, not here. Not
bad.
here. Not she's 16, Derek, and you're I guess 19. We don't know anymore. Stop it.
Stop it.
This is why I texted you, this is not informed consent.
Yeah, I get this text like 3 days ago from Emily in all caps. This is not informed consent, Derek.
Because obviously he's offering her the bite. She doesn't know what that means. Her brain is not working well right now.
No.
In no way is he using the words, I would like to turn you into a werewolf. He's just saying, I will make your seizures go away and make you hot. That is not saying, I will turn you into a werewolf for the rest of your life where you will be hunted by crazy people. This is not informed.
No, none of this is informed consent. It's so gross. It's so bad. And like, I'm trying to be just like the littlest bit patient because Derek is operating out of a place of fear. He is also, his brain is still made of jello and he is trying the very best with the information that he has. And also, I want him to go away in this
Yeah.
moment. Go away. Leave this girl alone. Stop it.
I love you,
None of
Derek,
what
and this was
happens here is
terrible.
good or okay. None of it. No. No.
Ugh, ugh, I hate it. Hated it.
However, all of that being said, he is unfairly Babely in this scene. If you
Yeah,
just like
he's
remove Erica from the scene and like put her in a room with Mama McCall where she is safe and being cared for and she's eating a cookie and having a nice time.
super hot.
Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
babe-tastic in this particular scene. His whole vibe is a babe. But as long as Erica is there, no. Bad news.
Mhm.
Bad touch. Hard pass. As we move Erica back out of the room and she's safe with Mama McCall, eating a cookie and drinking some water. A
We
babe.
hope.
An absolute babe.
Go home, Derek.
Go home. Go home. Leave this poor girl alone. Go home. Ugh.
Mm-mm-mm.
He is learning to be an alpha and he is very, very bad at it.
He's terrible.
He's really a bad alpha. Like, honest to God, he's such a bad alpha.
I wanna root for him so bad, and,
I
like,
do.
I
I want to
can't.
root for him so bad, but he is a terrible alpha. And fandom has kind of taken this and given us reasons why Derek is a terrible alpha.
Right.
And I just cling on to those. Like, yeah, he is a terrible alpha. And there's a lot of fics in which he gets a lot of therapy and talks to Isaac and Boyd and Erica and like apologizes for what he did and
Mhm.
looks to rebuild bonds and relationships and
He
etc.
lives alone in the woods for a while.
He always does, yeah.
Has to find himself.
He does. Well, you know what he should have done? He should have learned something more in school and paid attention, like Jackson does. 'Cause
Jackson's never paid
Jackson's
attention in class a day
yeah,
in his life.
not a day in his life except for today, because they're learning about vaccines and the antibody response.
Yeah, the connection he makes in this class is a big leap. Don't you think? I mean,
It's a big leap, but it's definitely like a Deus Ex Machina because it's like, maybe I'm immune to the bite. I wonder who else is immune from the bite. I know someone who is immune from the bite, Lydia!
yeah, he's never heard of a mitochondria in his life because he has not been listening, but all of a sudden he's like, infection? Immunity? Virus? And runs off to blame Lydia, who is potentially also immune to the bite. And he's like, you ruined this for me.
You ruined this for me. I just, like, stop it.
And like, how does he think that works? Like an STI? Like, does he think she transmitted immunity to him somehow?
I don't know.
What does he think happened?
I have absolutely no idea, but he's feeling just a lot of really angry feelings.
Sure is.
And she deserves none of them. She deserves none of this. None of this.
No, and she goes off crying to the bathroom because that's how you express big feelings in a high school.
Correct. Alone in the bathroom by yourself.
Mhm. She doesn't even get to do it by herself because she sees dirty bare feet showing up under the stall, and I was like, "Ugh."
Yeah, some dirty man feet. And she's so polite about it, all things considered.
She was like, "Hello, this is the girls' room." I was like,
She's so
"Lydia,
polite
sweetie."
about it. And she like goes out of her stall trying to find the like random
Yeah.
barefooted person and it's like, okay, there's nothing there. And so she goes outside and sees a weird stranger going down the staircase. And then she sees the weird stranger stare fondly into the trophy case.
Mhm.
That's a choice that they made.
Were you immediately like, "Yes, I know that outline and it's Peter?"
Yes, exactly. I know that outline and it's Peter, 100%.
I was like, "I know that oversized leather jacket. It's Peter."
I know that hair. I would know that hair anywhere.
Mhm.
That's season 1, season 2 Peter.
Yep. You don't have to pretend. I know who that is.
Yeah. And so she runs after when the mystery man, the barefooted guy, runs kind of out the door. She goes to the trophy case and sees what he was staring at. And there's a little trophy in there that says Peter Hale, Captain.
Yeah, Captain Douchebag.
Hey, Emily, talk to me about hydration.
So you lived with me. You know that I left water bottles all over the apartment.
You do. You have such an emotional attachment to your emotional support water bottles.
I did. Hydration is really important to me. I'm thirsty, and I find that having a lot of water around me at all times really makes it easy to stay hydrated. But there's something else that helps me stay hydrated.
Well, the thing that I really struggle with is I really struggle to stay hydrated. So lately I've been doing a lot of those like treadmill struts, but as I'm like strutting in the gym and like awkwardly sweating in front of all these people, like I drink so much water trying to stay hydrated. And I'm from the desert and hydration is super important to me because I was a chronically underhydrated kid because that was my own fault because drinking water wasn't fun. And so anything I could do and can do still to make hydrating more fun and appealing and delicious is something that I want to do. Unfortunately for me, lots of these types of like water flavors have tons of sugar, which does mean, luckily for me, Liquid IV, the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, is now actually available in sugar-free. So one stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone.
Yeah, and the sugar-free version, which is made from a proprietary amino acid allulose blend for that sweet taste without the calories or the raised blood glucose levels that you can get from sugar, comes in these 3 new, really exciting flavors. There is a white peach, which is really robust and satisfying. It's kind of like those peach gummy candies that we all loved as kids. There's a green grape, which is tart and crisp and really yummy. And then a lemon lime, which is super zesty and refreshing and really awesome for the summer.
So I actually have a box of frozen green grapes in my freezer right now. And if I could get my water to taste like that while being super hydrating, that seems like an absolute dream.
Totally.
Plus, there's a bonus to using Liquid IV in that they believe that equitable access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. Liquid IV partners with leading organizations to fund and foster innovative solutions that help communities protect both their water and their futures. And to date, Liquid IV has donated over 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
So get 20% off when you grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free or any other version at liquidiv.com and use code FANDOM at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code FANDOM at liquidiv.com.
And Lydia immediately knows who that is and immediately flashes back to meeting Peter on the lacrosse field.
Mm-hmm.
So Lydia is 100% having a terrible time right now.
Sure is.
And this is the moment where I point out to our viewers at home, she has nobody to talk about it with.
I know. Poor thing.
Because she's not talking to Jackson.
No, because he ruined everything for her.
Because she ruined everything.
Yeah.
Remind me, was Lydia present at the murder of Peter Hale? Or no, because she was in the coma. It was just her
she was in the
Molotov
coma.
cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, she made the cocktails, they took them, or it was her recipe.
Yeah, it was her recipe. So it's like, she doesn't know about Scott, I don't think. She doesn't know that Stiles knows. I don't think she knows that Allison knows. And like, she wouldn't talk to Jackson.
Do you think the writers know that she doesn't know? Do you think they remember that she's kind of out in the dark, being like, wait a minute?
I'm not sure if they remember in this moment, but they sure remember later.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll give them credit. I believe that they remember that she is alone in this moment.
Okay.
Because this is the start of Lydia's real bad time in season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it makes sense though, because like, even if you have a close friend group, sometimes when a trauma happens, it feels like it's only on you.
Oh, absolutely. And there's definitely an assumption among friends that somebody else will tell them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had 2 really close people to me, and they both lost parents.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, like, other people in my immediate area knew, but I didn't know.
Wait, is this
and no one would tell me. Because it's not my secret to tell.
Is this about me?
One of them, yes, a little bit.
Wait, I didn't tell you?
No. You didn't tell me. Our roommate at the time didn't tell me.
Huh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. You were undergoing a trauma, and it happened to me once earlier too. And it's like, I thought
Sorry.
you knew. I thought you knew. It's like, nope, no, you were in crisis and didn't tell me, and everyone around you who was supporting you in crisis didn't want to like spill your beans.
That's true.
So like, I completely understand that when a girl is in crisis, like she's not gonna tell.
To be fair, you forget who you've told.
You do 100% because your brain's not in the right place.
It's really not.
You have absolutely no idea. Like the fact that anyone in an immediate moment of crisis, like
Yeah.
I remember when my grandfather passed and my mom and I had to go to the funeral home and I was doing okay. My mama
Mhm.
was not. And I was like, how about I drive? Because
Mm.
she was like going to get into the car and start driving. I'm like, how about I drive? And she looked at me and she said, okay.
Yeah.
Like, because you're just kind of going on autopilot. You're just like, I got to do all these things and I got to do them right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. Tag in a team. But
I think also, and maybe like maybe Lydia feels this way too, as if she's a real person, but like you also don't want to burden other people with
of course,
your big feelings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they have proven like unwilling to care for those feelings in the past.
Or even if they had, you're like, this is my thing. Let me get past the hump, then we'll do the thing, right?
Yeah.
And if Lydia is the kind of person who's like Lydia does not want other people to know she's in crisis.
Of course not. Because she has this like beautiful, perfect
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
be and become.
Yeah. So I can see her just trucking along,
Absolutely.
which is not great.
Well, speaking of beautiful people who only deserve good and soft lives,
We get another new character.
we get another new character.
We're rolling him in this season.
Hello, Boyd.
What's up, Boyd?
Hello, Vernon. And
Vernon Boyd, what a lovely name.
Vernon Boyd the third, I think?
I
The
think
fourth?
so. Yeah.
I think.
I forget which one, but
And I also forget if that's fanon or canon. So if anyone
you're
can
right.
confirm,
Fanon or canon.
is it fanon or canon? I don't know. So speaking of the characters that we woobify and that we are not allowed to woobify here, Styles is being a little shit to Boyd.
He is.
And Boyd is right. Boyd is right, and I will be on his side on pretty much everything. Boyd is correct, and you are trying to back out on a deal that you made with him. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Styles is trying to get some keys from Boyd. We don't yet know for what. They made a deal for $50, and Styles is like, "Here's 20." Mm-mm. You said 50. Give that man
50
his
and
money.
Styles the entire time. He has the $50 on him.
He
crumpled
does.
up in different pockets.
Especially because when you find out what the money is for, like that could cost Boyd his job.
His whole job.
Like, give that man his money.
Yeah. You guys made a deal. Just be a man of your word, Styles. Be a man of your word.
And well, Styles doesn't have a job either, so I don't know where the money's coming from.
I have no idea.
Boyd at least has a job.
Yes, Boyd has a job. And in one of my favorite moments of the entire episode, Boyd intimidatingly eats a Dorito at Styles.
There are two moments in this scene of intimidating food being eaten, or food being eaten intimidatingly.
Correct.
Yeah.
And one is a Dorito and one is an apple.
Yeah.
And Boyd is just a legend with that Dorito. Just sticks the whole Dorito in his mouth. It's just like, yeah, come at me. Come at me, Stilinski. What do you want?
Well, teenwolfpack.fandom.com says it's Vernon Boyd the third.
That fair enough.
But again, that is a fandom run site. But I think it's correct.
Yeah, maybe we'll find it out in canon somewhere along the way.
Yeah. But we love Boyd.
And I'm very proud of him for standing up for himself in this moment. Good job, Boyd.
Also standing up for themselves, the new Erica arrives into the lunchroom.
If anyone has access to my notes, please note how many capital A's I used when I call out Erica's name in text. Spoiler alert, it is almost 3 lines of text.
Erica.
Erica! And of course, the most important question of the episode.
Who supplies the hail jackets?
Did she have those shoes already?
Oh, good question.
Did Erica already have like leopard print pumps?
Good question.
Or
A
did
fitted
Derek
miniskirt?
go out with her and buy her new clothes?
How cute would that I was gonna say, what if they were his sisters, but I probably all got burned up.
Mm, well, no, because if oh my god, we're having a fanon moment here. Okay, so Derek left wherever he was, we assume that's New York, to go to California
Mhm.
and find Laura. Laura is gone. So, in theory, Derek still has all of Laura's stuff in New York. At some
Yes.
point between moving out of the Hale house, killing Uncle Peter, and like moving into the bus depot, did he ever go back to New York and get all of Laura's stuff? Is this stuff Laura's?
Could be. There is a lot of fanon that says that he still has a New York apartment.
Yeah, there's a lot of fanon that says he still has a New York apartment. There's a lot of fanon about because one of the most common fan casts for Laura Hale is that actress from Once Upon a Time.
Ooh, I've never seen it.
It's wonderful, and or at least the first season's pretty great, but it's perfect. Hold on. Her name Megan Ori. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Megan Ori, and she is so often fan cast as Laura Hale. And in Once Upon a Time, as Ruby, she always has these like red streaks in her hair, and she's like super cool and is wearing leather and like all of this stuff. She's very like, she's a little punker. And if that vibe were magically canon, then
Mhm.
of course Laura would have owned a pair of leopard print pumps. Of course she would have,
For sure.
because Erica in this episode has not one, but two black leather jackets.
Yep. Mhm.
Like, where did she get those? Where did she get those, ma'am?
I think we should just roll with it and be like, "That's"
That makes sense in my heart, but
yeah.
also I would have loved to see a Derek Erica shopping trip. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Would have
That
been
would've
real sweet and like, hey, dude, I'm really sorry. I was a complete creeper to you. I needed you
Mhm.
on my team. Apologize. Apologize.
Derek does owe a lot of people a lot of apologies.
Correct. So Erica very politely struts into the cafeteria with her new high heeled shoes and her beautifully curled hair and her bright red lipstick and her black leather jacket and eats an apple intimidatingly and very sexily. And Lydia is paying attention for reasons.
Faux show.
And then she just like leaves.
Yeah.
And
That
Scott
was
and
the whole
Styles,
she was just there to let people know that she is smoking hot.
correct.
Mhm.
Derek is just like, "Hey, go in there and just bait those 2 out of here, would you?" And she's like, "Oh, sure thing."
Yeah, sure thing.
And so Scott and Styles immediately realize what's gone on and run out of the school, only to catch Erica sliding into Derek's Camaro
Mhm.
and Derek driving away.
With a grin.
That
He's in
straight
his slut era.
that slut era, that predator smile of his, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And this scene is everything I want for me in my own, like, character development.
Mhm.
I want the big hair and the bright eyes and the red lips, getting into a black Camaro, putting on my aviator shades, and driving away with that predator smile on my face.
Mhm.
Like, this is the vibe. This is it.
This
This
one.
I don't need Derek. I've already got myself a beautiful fella, but, like, I want the black Camaro and the red lipstick and the black leather coat. That's the vibe.
I
That's
think
the
you
vibe.
can do that.
I can, I just,
Effort.
my bank account says no.
Fair. Fair, fair.
Camaros are expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, instead, I'll just walk. But the lipstick and the sunglasses I can still do. So,
That's true.
but yeah, no, my beautiful firstborn daughter and my currently disgraced firstborn son and that predator smile. I think Styles is more like in awe of what's just happened. Scott is grumpy.
Yeah, he is not happy.
Scott is not happy.
Scott's not happy about anything this season.
No, but he's particularly unhappy about this, and he's going to be particularly unhappy about some other stuff later.
Yeah, that's true. He's a bit of a downer. Well, and speaking of Scott, he runs off to his occasionally forgotten job at the vet clinic. We have not seen Dr. Deaton in a hot minute, and they have some discussing to do about the whole Peter thing that happened last season at the vet clinic, where Deaton somehow prevented Peter from crossing the barrier of the counter,
Or
which
that
was
one That one time that, Deaton took Scott in and tended to his werewolf wounds,
Mhm, mhm.
or
Whole lot of things they just haven't discussed.
and instead he gives Scott a raise.
He gives him a $2.50 raise.
That's awesome.
That is a hell of a raise. I assumed he was kinda just making a minimum wage. Did he get, like, a third of like, did he just get a third pay rate? Like, what is
Well, like,
happening here?
yeah, if he's making minimum wage in 2011, that's probably 7.25.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, making 9.75 an hour
Shit, son.
for a teenager, that's great
Mhm.
money.
I mean, he does only seem to work, like, an hour every couple weeks, but hey,
It's not nothing.
it's not nothing.
Not nothing.
So, yeah, I did like Deaton just deflecting with money.
Yeah.
Being like, "No, no, no. Shh. Here's money."
There, Scott. There.
There, Scott. But we will see Deaton again later in this episode, which was nice because I miss that
Yeah.
man. He's got secrets.
And then look at my Lydia Allison girls' night. At
Girls'
least
night.
till they leave the house.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting scene that it's, what, 30 seconds long of them hanging out in Allison's room only to be interrupted by Daddy Argent there
Yes.
who wants Allison to keep an eye on Lydia to make sure everything's okay with her and that she doesn't erupt into some sort of creature. All the Argents are a little worried about what Lydia is up to. So he wants Allison to spy on her best friend. I'm gonna say best friend at this point.
Best friend, for sure.
Her
Let's
bestie.
also note that Lydia is no longer trying to come on to Chris.
Yes, that is some
Love that for
great
her.
love that for her, great character development, that was worrying, but we've moved past that now, and I appreciate that.
Yes, indeed.
Great.
So, they're very cute, and Allison is rocking some absolutely incredible early 2010s fashion.
Yes.
The little white lace mini dress with the long necklace and those little gloves. Ugh.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, fucking
And then
hilarious.
so after we all move through this, we go on our what is this? Is this a double date?
I think it's a double date for Styles.
Yeah,
I
does
think
Lydia know it's
it's
a double date?
I don't think Lydia knows it's a double date. I think she's just I don't know what she thinks is happening. But, like, then why would she agree to go? Because she well, who knows? But it's definitely a double date for Styles, who's trying so very hard to impress Lydia.
We do have some real cute and iconic Stydia in this scene.
Mhm,
The iconic blue and orange conversation,
mhm,
Styles' love of Reese's peanut butter cups,
yep.
adorable.
Canon, not just fanon.
Canon, truly canon, product placement, sponsored
Mhm,
by.
yep.
So this is gonna be a little bit of an aside, but and I need to know if you feel this way and if our listeners feel this way. Lydia's face to me looks different now. Like, there's a chunk in the middle of season 2 where her face looks different, and I can't quite figure out why.
Yes, I wanna say that sometimes, and I don't mean this harshly, but sometimes her face looks puffier.
Maybe I thought they dyed her eyebrows.
Oh, maybe. I didn't could be. I'd have to actually go look at the screen. I think
There's a scene here in a little bit where you get a shot of Allison, and it also looks like they've dyed her eyebrows.
that would not surprise me if
And
they
I'm just
attempted to.
I can't tell why your face looks different, but it looks different.
Is Holland a natural redhead?
I have absolutely no idea.
Because if she's a natural redhead, she may have real pale eyebrows,
Maybe.
and maybe they were like, "Oh, it's not showing up on camera, let's dye these bad boys," and then they were like, "Ooh,
Yeah, I don't
too
know, but
much."
I was trying to figure it out, and I think for me at least, the explanation is that they dyed her eyebrows because she just looks so different to me, and I'm like, "I know this is still Lydia, like, what's happening?"
I feel like sometimes her makeup is super bold, and then other times it gets toned down, and you're like, "Whoa, that's a
Maybe. I
lot
don't know.
for, like, a high school."
But she is, in fact, an incredible figure skater.
Of course she is.
Lydia is incredible. Also, shout out to Holland, who definitely had some actual footage of her on ice and
Mhm.
not biffing it. So, like, congratulations.
Yep, yep.
Em and I have plenty of experience ice skating.
Do you know, I still can't get any of these fucks here to go ice skating with me.
I'm very sorry, friend.
No one will go ice skating with me, and it hurts.
So
Granted, there are fewer places to ice skate here, but
it's true. Let it be known to the universe that I always went figure skating with Emily.
I know. figure skating or just going around in a gentle circle?
Yes, I would be going around in a gentle circle because I, like Scott McCall, am a terrible figure skater. Scott McCall and I are just as good as figure skaters as we are as bowlers, meaning that neither of us are very good at either of those things.
I really like bowling. I'm not great at it, but I really like it. So this is all asides, and this is just personal asides to let you get to know us as podcasters. My mom used to be on a bowling league.
That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, her and her best friend back in the day used to be on a bowling league.
That fits her so well.
We may still have it. I'd have to go hunting for it, but she had like her own specialized, like her own personalized bowling ball that was in a bag that had like her name on it.
That's iconic.
And like those gloves, you see the guys with the gloves, the
Yeah.
bowling gloves. Yeah,
Oh my
she had
gosh.
that whole kit.
Incredible.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh. So, yes, just as he is a terrible bowler, Scott McCall is a terrible ice skater, but he is trying really hard. And in a very precious moment that made my heart go pitter patter, Lydia comes up to Styles and Styles is like, "Oh my God, you're amazing." And she grabs his hand
Mhm.
and takes him skating. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a weird kid, but he's not so bad.
He's not so bad.
He's not so bad. Like, he's kind of a jerk sometimes, but so are you.
If he would just relax, and like try to not force her to like him, this might have worked out for him.
Maybe.
Don't you think? Like, if he had just tried to be her friend
Yeah.
and not been like a horn dog creep for so long,
I
just
feel
like
like that's generally the way it works, both in fiction and in real life.
in real life, like just like get to know her as a like he did so much better when he was just offering a just like get to know her.
Yeah.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
She's gonna see right through your bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's traumatized. She's hurt.
She's not having a good time of it at
No.
all. Up next, we get the lovely, the adorable, the iconic Scott and Allison in the photo booth.
This is super cute.
So cute. They're so
Except for
cute.
his poor eyes ruining every photo, but
And apparently that is canon. It is canon, not just in that like one Derek Hale photo,
Mhm.
but it is canon that werewolf eyes reflect in photos.
Mhm.
Which has been taken off in fandom. So many fics with like old school yearbooks of like Derek and Laura with sunglasses on or like making funny faces. There's an iconic, or I guess legendary, very popular Christmas Teen Wolf illustration that comes up, and all the werewolves have all their eyes closed. They're all like kissing or like making squinty faces so that their eyes don't like fling. It's adorable and I love it. So we flash back to the ice, and Lydia is finding these petals. She's finding petals on the ice and she's following them. It's like, what are these? And she gets down on the ice to see them, and we've seen that flower before.
Mhm.
That's a tall, pretty purple flower.
Uh-oh.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Can't trust that flower. That's wolfsbane.
So she looks kind of down and there's something in the ice, and she like tries to scrape away the ice floof, and it's Peter.
Yeah, Peter's just straight buried under the ice somehow.
Trapped under the ice and proceeds to have a bad time.
Frankly, he belongs under that fucking ice. I mean, he's dead, we think. But
Yeah.
what's he doing under the ice?
What's he doing? What's he doing there?
What's he doing there? What's Peter doing there?
What are you doing? What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? So the next thing we hear is a gigantic scream from Lydia, because they really
Mhm.
like it when Lydia screams. And Allison and Scott run out of the photo booth to find Styles desperately trying to comfort, contain,
Mhm.
keep Lydia from like hurting herself as Lydia like screams and panics at the ice.
Yep. As you would, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I certainly would. That man don't belong down there.
No.
Yeah, shit time.
Yeah. No. Bad news bears. Bad news bears.
Terrible end to that date. But thanks for the keys, Boyd.
Thanks for the keys, Boyd.
Started out so well.
We did. The next day at school, we get Erica and Scott.
Yeah. Meddling Scott here confronts Erica about Derek, who is obviously turning teenagers into wolves for his pack, which is not necessarily Scott's business,
No.
but he does make it his business.
Yeah.
And Scott really just wants to know who's next, right? And Erica tells him the story, which really got to me about her struggles with her seizures being the thing that led to her choosing the bite, and her fear over being and having been recorded during
Yeah.
a seizure at school, and that being the way everyone really saw what happens to her when she has a seizure.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. And we've talked like the idea of you going through something in public and it being recorded for the world to see is so terrifying
To
to me.
see, to comment on.
Yeah. It's nobody's business if something
No.
happens to you. Like if you pass out on the subway and some fuck takes out their phone and feels the need to record you
And put it
in
on
a
the internet.
vulnerable and put it on fucking TikTok for absolutely no reason. Or even just now, people like recording another table at a restaurant having a conversation where they talk shit about another friend. Why are you filming this? Why are you recording this for other people to comment on? It's none of your fucking business. And this is Erica and someone in their most vulnerable moment, and some jackass at school is recording it instead of helping her.
Yeah, and sending it around to everyone.
Yeah. Why wouldn't she want that to go away?
This is a girl who's trying to take control of her own narrative, who is
Mhm.
desperately trying to take back control of
Yeah.
how she is seen and the way that she feels about herself. Because we can preach all we want to about, like, you're the only one who gets to make decisions about how you feel. And don't
Mm-mm.
let what other people think, affect how you see yourself. That's so much easier said than done.
Yeah, as garbage.
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And
Not at all.
so she is one of the big things that we talk about when we talk about kiddos and their mental health, other than bullying, which is just like unbelievable, is that one of the big reasons that so many kiddos will come down with disordered eating is because it is one of the only things in their life that they can control.
Right.
They can't control most of the time where they go to school or what classes they have to take or when they have to be up in the morning or when they have to go home or what kind of homework they have to do or what time practice is or their family situation, where they're living, what kind of car they drive. They can't challenge any of it.
Mhm.
And so for so many people, food and sometimes medication are the only things that they have innate control over.
Right.
And when, as an anxious bird myself, when I feel like things are out of my control, I will find any excuse to control anything in my life. It's one of the reasons I'm a chronic organizer. I'm a
Mhm.
compulsive organizer, in fact. I can't control this. I can't control that. I can't control this over here. I can't control that over here. You know what I can control? My bedside table.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I can control? My bookshelf.
Mhm.
And so trying to grasp any modicum of control or agency that she has left, of course she would take that. Of course she would. Like, no questions, no questions asked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is Derek also preying on someone?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, big yes.
However,
Like,
is it hard to judge Erica for this?
no,
No.
we're going to dip our toes into Fannin for a second. If instead of Derek, it had been Talia,
Mhm.
if instead of Derek, it had been Derek's mom,
Right.
who was the alpha of their pack and the big family leader, if she had met Erica and spoken with her about this and given that choice to her,
Yes.
I don't think the end result would have been any different.
Mhm.
Erica still would have taken it. She would have had a much nicer entry point into being a werewolf.
Yeah.
But the choice, I don't think would be any different. I think she would still make the choice.
Mhm. And probably would have had a different outcome, maybe?
Cautious optimism. I don't know
Maybe?
what you're talking about, Emily. I can't imagine.
You're right, everybody is totally fine.
Everyone is fine. We're
Everyone
fine.
is totally fine. You're right, I don't know what I'm talking about
You
either.
have you don't know what you're talking about. Everyone is fine.
Everybody's
Uh,
fine.
yeah, because remember Derek has that apartment in New York.
You're right, he has the apartment in New York, he rebuilds the Hale house, and everyone's good. You're right, I don't know what
And
I'm talking about.
the Argents have their chateau in Paris.
That's
Like,
right,
it's fine.
I forgot about that.
It's fine.
Everyone's chill.
Sorry, Fannin. So at one point, Erica is like, her body language is flirting with Scott, but her voice is like, danger, danger, flirting with Scott. And they look over at Allison, who's like off in the hallway, and Allison looks different too. Did they dye her eyebrows?
Quite possibly.
Like, it looks like they dyed her eyebrows. And I was like, you look different. Why do you look different? Hmm. So, but Erica is 100% getting like straight off on the power play.
Yeah.
She's ready for it. She's ready.
Mhm. Can't fault her. You know who we
Speaking
can fault, though?
speaking of somebody who also gets off on the power play, who we
I
can't
hate
fault.
I hate this woman.
I don't hate her. I just have so many questions.
No, I hate this woman.
I have so many questions. So we come in on the scene on Victoria Argent snooping through Allison's bedroom.
Mhm. Yep. Snooping through Allison's bedroom, she sees a love note that is clearly from Scott. Her response is to go into the kitchen and cut her arm.
Like, not just like a little scratch. She like gouges
Yeah.
her
She
arm.
just lays that open so she can go to the ER and talk to Mrs. McCall about Scott. What if she had gotten a different nurse?
My big question here is how is that nurse like handling the fact that that cut is super on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
That is not an accidental cut. That is not a
No,
kitchen injury kind of cut.
not at all.
Does Melissa offer her pain meds and Mrs. Argent say no?
Yes, Victoria is like, she doesn't need the anesthetic for the stitches because reasons, I guess,
Because she, like Morticia Adams before her,
is into it.
believes that she should experience all forms of pain.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, I've let it ride, man. Let it ride.
It's a choice.
It is in fact a choice. Let it ride,
Yeah,
man. Let it ride.
I'm not into it. It's a little weird.
Teach their own.
No, we don't like Victoria. What, Wesley?
You just don't like the Argents.
No, I like Chris Argent. I think he's a fucking delight.
What was that? 1 of 5?
Yeah. Well, no, Allison's an Argent.
2 of 5?
Yeah, Gerard can suck a dick in a bad way, not in a fun way.
Not in a fun way.
Yeah.
So this little scene here makes me feel a lot of feelings and not necessarily in a good way. So Allison and Scott are like talking, but they're not talking, and she's super not jealous of Erica, and Derek's building a pack, and Allison's like "Rah," about it. And Styles like points out to Scott that there's, do you look in front of you. What's missing? What's wrong here? And Scott notices that Boyd is not sitting at his place in the cafeteria. Do you mean to tell me that these two boys have noticed Boyd sitting by himself at lunch in the same spot every day for who knows how long
I guess.
and have like done nothing about it?
I guess.
Are you
I mean,
trying to
that's
tell me
pretty
that
shitty.
like
Let that man sit by himself at lunch for 2 years?
Yeah, but now he's not here. And now the only reason you care about him not being here is because you're scared that Derek has done something with him.
And not just done something with him, but made him a werewolf. Like,
Yeah.
would they care if Derek killed him? Then be like, "Oh, that sucks." But no, it's making him a werewolf.
Like I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Do you have questions too of like why Derek picked Boyd of all people? Like, surely there are other sad teenagers in this town.
Yes,
Is it
I
because he's like big and beefy and will make a good wolf?
I have questions because they don't really talk about it in canon.
Yeah.
Fanon has given a few really interesting options here.
Mhm.
There's the idea that like Erica might have given his name,
Mm.
or maybe Isaac had given his name, that Derek is now talking to them and is like thinking about it because Boyd's not on the lacrosse team
Nope.
yet, and like
Souped up lacrosse team.
he just kind of like gets involved. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. My favorite of those of that the Fanon
Mhm.
is that if you assume that Derek really isn't all that much older than the rest of them,
Mhm.
there's a little Fanon theory going around that either on the school team or like on the club team, that Derek and Boyd used to play basketball together.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like if Derek as a senior and Boyd is like a 7th or 8th grader would have played together at all,
Mhm.
or even like as a freshman would have played basketball together.
Mhm.
and that they would have been old friends. And that one makes my heart super happy, but that is not at all supported by canon.
Right.
So I have absolutely no idea why Boyd is next. No idea. Other than he's new in this episode and
Right. He's new,
he's
so
he's new.
obviously.
So here you go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I like him.
No, I love Boyd. I don't know what the connection is. Again, the sound being an issue. Is this another sighting of Bi Styles?
Yes, this is a sighting of Bi Styles. What he does. So Scott's like worried that Erica is going to be killed by the Argents, and he's taking all that responsibility on himself because that's what Scott does in season 2. And Styles is like, this newfound heroism is making Scott very attractive to Styles, which he says right to Scott's face.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bi Styles makes another appearance describing his attraction. And, I guess you could play it off, but also you don't have to.
But also you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So next up, we get Jackson, who comes to the Hale house begging Derek for answers. But instead of Derek, he finds himself yet again at Hunter gunpoint.
These people need to get the fuck out of this man's house. I hate this.
Get out of his house. Get out of his house. And then Jackson and Chris have like a moment.
Mhm.
So I'm not entirely sure where Scott is going, but Styles, being Scott's bestie, tries to find Boyd by going to
Yes.
Boyd's house. But who is there instead? It's Miss Erica Reyes.
Mhm. With one of her most important lines of the series, I
Correct.
think.
So Styles is trying to be very respectful and looking at her straight in the eyes and not in her giant cleavage that is made extra giant by the very like bustier shape of her leather jacket. And
She is
she's
zipped
like
up tight.
tight. And she's like very awkwardly, not awkward. She's just like very aggressively like a snake trying to like
Mhm.
flirt with him, but in a way that makes him understand that he is in danger. It's like you're looking everywhere, you're looking at my eyes like you're trying to look nowhere else but my eyes. It's like, you have beautiful eyes. I have beautiful everything.
She do.
Yes, you do.
She
And
do.
you did before too.
She did before. She was so cute with like
Such a cutie.
just as is.
Such a cutie. So I learned it from my alpha, Erica Reyes, who beats Styles unconscious with his own car part.
I know.
And leaves him in a dumpster.
Yep. These things happen.
Solve the problem. Like, okay, poor Styles. He's being a jerk, but probably didn't deserve to get beaten with his own car part.
Concussed.
Yeah. So Chris decides to then break into Deaton's because we can
Mhm.
with a mutilated corpse.
Yeah. Mhm. As you do, you take mutilated corpses to vets' offices.
Veterinarian. What did this? I am a veterinarian? I am a veterinarian. Like, sure you are. Sure you are, Doc.
Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. Yeah, I love that Chris is just like, uh-huh. Yeah, all right.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He can't probably commit murder, though, on the town vet. I think
No.
people might be unhappy about that.
Correct. Well, speaking of not knowing where Scott is, we find Scott. He is accosting Boyd at his job. Scott.
First you break it. Well, I mean, you politely ask and pay for keys, but now you just accost this man at his work on the Zamboni.
He's on the Zamboni. He is doing his job.
Let this man work.
Which reminds me, I wrote it in all caps on my notes. Remember in 2-2 when I was talking about Isaac and Isaac's, or I guess it was B2-1, Isaac's kind of internet call name is Gravedigger.
Mhm.
This is where Boyd gets his, as Iceman.
Oh, Iceman. Nice.
There's
I
a
thought you were
fic
going to
out.
say Zamboni.
No, there's a fic out there somewhere, a video game based fic where they all have call names, and they just stuck with me forever. And Erica's will come soon, but yes, he gets his name here, and Isaac comes to Boyd's defense, or Derek comes to Boyd's defense ? But not really,
Mhm.
because it's mostly Derek saying like, "Well, I'm amazing and you suck, so
Yeah.
guess what?"
And Boyd's reasoning for wanting to be a werewolf is that he doesn't want to eat lunch alone every day. And I have to think that there's more to it than that. Right? Like,
No, I don't think there has to be. Like, because he at the end of it, he's like, I don't want to be like him. I want to be like you.
ooh.
And
I just wrote explain in my notes.
yeah, same. I'd like some additional explanation, please.
Yeah.
And my notes are basically like, yeah, because Scott is, as far as the teenager goes, a really great role model.
Mhm.
You should wanna be like Scott. Scott is great.
But you're still part of the Hale Pack.
But, like, you have put yourself on the opposing side, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Questions.
he just wants to belong to a group,
He does.
and he gets to, for what it's worth.
He'll get a hot leather jacket out of the deal.
He sure will. And this is, like, Erica's transformative line, and they're just all in their leather jackets, and Isaac just looking like a French supermodel,
I
and
know.
Isaac and Erica try to fight Scott, and it does not go well, and Boyd is looking on with a bunch of questions.
Mhm.
And then my heart decided to just start stuttering and not stop stuttering because we get a red-eyed Derek just, like, marching towards Scott.
Nobody's slipping on the ice in their shoes.
Everyone's slipping on the ice in their shoes, and it just, like, that red-eyed Derek just
Hot.
woo boy.
He
Woo
beats the
boy.
shit out of Scott.
Yeah, he does, and so Boyd talks to Scott and reveals his bite mark and walks off with the Hale Pack.
Yep. Off to go shopping at Leather R Us.
Off to go shopping at Leather R Us. So good.
Like, now do you get to keep your job or is it just full-time Hale Pack?
There's a lot of blood on the ice.
Yeah, he's gotta clean that up before the next shift
You
starts.
gotta put the Zamboni away. Boyd.
He's got work to
Boyd.
do.
Boyd.
Can't leave it like that.
No.
Or is the blood gonna back into bodies like it did for Isaac? Just
It
off the ice and
just follows them down the
Yeah.
hallway.
yeah.
Wait for me, guys. Wait for me.
That would actually be really gross and funny because it would
Be
be like cold
hilarious.
blood getting sucked back into bodies.
Fantastic. And so Scott is going back to the vet clinic because that's where he likes to go to care up for his own wounds,
Yep. Mhm.
which is like a really smart thing to do if you have access to that kind of equipment. Like,
Free
let it
healthcare.
ride, my dude. But
Because I'm
he's
assuming
not.
if you went to the ER and saw his mom, you'd still get charged.
She'd ask questions.
Yeah.
And she's not. We don't get to ask her questions right now. But Scott's not alone in the vet clinic.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep. We got more problems. Chris is always a problem.
Chris is always a problem. But, so Scott walks in on Deaton and the mutilated corpse.
Yep.
And then Deaton is able to explain to Scott why his wound won't close.
Mhm.
Because alpha wounds take longer to heal.
Yep.
How does he know that this was done by an alpha? Dr. Deaton?
Doctor,
Sir?
why wouldn't he know? I'm just assuming he can tell.
I'm
'Cause
just,
it's-
I'm assuming he can tell. Like, he can see the purple steam come out of it or
Yeah.
something.
I just, there's some things I just assume are true about Deaton, and you just kind of have to like roll with it.
Yeah. Just assume. Just pretend. And yeah, they're like, and Deaton's like, yeah, we should probably have that talk. And Scott's like, uh-huh. Yes, you should have that talk. Yes, you should.
It's time to discuss why. Well, I guess he doesn't know that Arjun do not walk across the keyboard. No. God damn it. This is how I have to work too.
Oh.
So I'm assuming Scott doesn't yet know until Deaton tells him, but doesn't know that Chris Argent is the one that dropped the body off on the table.
No, I don't
he
imagine
just,
so.
He just sees a mutilated corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his boss, who
And-
he
and
has been
his-
trying so hard to defend for weeks now.
I know. Yeah, it'll be a good conversation for them to have. Yeah, and we get to close out the episode with Jackson, who is on the lacrosse field where he tends to be to work out his aggression, panicking for some reason, probably because his life is not going any way that he wanted it to.
Yeah, and he's feeling all kinds of feelings that he is not getting any of the cool werewolf stuff he was promised, and he's fighting with Lydia, and he's feeling isolated, and his thing with Matt and the camera didn't work out, and he's very, 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 very angry. And he's getting
not fighting with Lydia. He's being a dick to Lydia.
He's fighting at Lydia.
He's fighting at Lydia.
He's just like fighting her, and she's just like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
So he's having his like rage moment with his lacrosse gear and then tries to get out in his truck, which is a very large truck. Sir, you're not doing farm work. You don't need that truck.
I know.
And
Well, okay, how many cars does he have? Because he's usually in his little zip
his little
car.
Porsche.
Yeah.
And then that's a giant pickup truck. So at least 2 at this point.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it gets stuck in the mud. And like, how dare you drive that car out onto the lacrosse pitch?
Yeah,
Like, you're just ruining the field for people?
correct.
Rude. Yeah, so he drives it out, gets stuck in the mud, but he discovers he is able to lift the truck.
Rage, speed, power.
Uh-oh. And he kind of looks happy about it, doesn't he?
He sure does. He sure does.
Interesting. Surprise. As if we don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, I guess people watching this for the first time might not know what's going on with Jackson. Or do you think at this point you can tell?
No, I even knowing everything that's about to happen, I still don't know.
You can't tell, right? Like, it's not. Yeah. I
No.
think, I mean, spoilers for absolutely everybody. The camera is the problem, right? Like, how they frame him recording himself at night and the broken camera. Like, it really red herrings you,
Yeah.
which is interesting. And I've forgotten how that plays out. Like,
Uh, Someone was able to virtually access the footage.
there we go. Okay, okay,
That's how
cool.
it
Because, like,
that's how that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had forgotten, like, because I was thinking, like, how did it not see him slither out? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's about to happen.
Okay.
And so the answer is it does. It just, somebody cuts out the
Okay.
stuff.
Got it, got it.
So, yes, this is one of my favorite episodes of Teen Wolf, mostly just because of Erica, but also because we start seeing characters develop in some cool new ways, like Victoria Argent going full tilt, and kind of how Jackson decides to continue to move through his grief and his rage.
Mhm.
I think are super interesting. And we just ignore and just block out the actions of my firstborn son being an unbelievable creepo.
Unbelievable piece of shit.
Just, oh my God, the worst. He's the worst. Season 2 Derek is the worst. He's the cutest and the worst.
He is. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have started to do a little okay, not to out myself as an old fuck. I have started to get into Reddit as, like, a Reddit reader, not a commenter, just a Reddit reader,
A lurker.
a lurker, a Reddit lurker, and it's kind of so there is a Teen Wolf Reddit thread. So I have been lurking on the Teen Wolf Reddit thread, which currently has 35,000 members.
All right.
So holla. I'm just trying to see what what I was wanted to do was see what people were saying when season 2 was airing. But I don't know how active the thread was or the subreddit was when season 2 was airing,
Mhm.
and I'm not that good of a user yet to be able to, like, sort I don't know. So I have been kinda digging in to see if I can figure out, like, how into each season and, like, what people have been saying, and there's quite a bit of, like, season 2 is my favorite or season 3 is my favorite. So it is a well-liked season, I think.
Season 2 is my favorite season.
Yeah.
It is not the best season,
Mhm.
but I would say that it's up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the better half as opposed to
Yeah.
being on the less better half.
Totally. And there's definitely people calling Derek out in season 2 as being like, "What is wrong with
What is
you?"
wrong with you? And the answer is he's like a somewhere vaguely between 19 and 23-year-old who is desperately trying to regain some sense of control in his life.
Mhm. And using kind of fanonization of, well, he's drunk on power of becoming the new alpha, and it changes motivations, it changes kind of his innate characterization,
Yeah.
because in season 1, he's like this, and then, season 3 rolls around and he's different. Also, maybe it's an attempt to make him kind of a second or tertiary antagonist
Yeah,
to Scott.
absolutely.
So you have the Argents and you have Gerard and you have the Kanema and you have these other things, but you also have Derek.
You also have Derek, like, because they spent the entire first season like, Derek's gonna be a bad guy. Oh no, wait, he's a cool older mentor character.
Uh-huh.
Season 2. Oh no, just kidding. He's also a bad guy.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He's also an antagonist.
Yeah. So it's
JK.
it's kind of interesting to kind of look through some of these subreddits. What threads on the subreddit? Fucking old.
I don't know.
This is because I don't do TikTok, so I stick to back and I catch up on social media a little behind. Like I still want Vine.
Oh, I
You know what I
miss
mean?
Vine.
Right? Like I don't want TikTok, I want Vine.
I miss Vine.
So, we're lurking in here just to see what people are saying. I think it would have been really interesting to see what people were talking about as it aired, right?
Mhm.
So that's actually kind of what I'm looking for
Yeah.
is of the moment reactions to the show. But it is, other people are watching this show now, like we are.
Yeah.
Which I love. So,
and I can't wait to hear all of the first timers, all of your thoughts on what's going on.
yeah.
Seriously, we are just as excited to talk about it as you are. So please, please, please
Mhm.
come talk to us.
Totally.
So this is, in fact, the time in our program where I shout from my little box to all the little boxes of my fellow content creators out in the universe and bring you this is the episode you're looking for, where I tell you the iconic scenes and images that are in this episode that you're probably looking for. And as I have started to get all of the Instagram images for this is the episode you're looking for out in the universe, I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter, but I will probably fail. Very, very sorry in advance. Okay, ready, go. So, if you are looking for that scene where Allison is definitely kidnapped by her dad in the Hale house, anything with Erica, climbing the rock wall either the first or the second time, Erica getting caught by Scott when she falls off the wall, anything from Erica with Mama McCall in the hospital, Erica and Derek in the morgue. Derek
Ugh.
being an unbelievable creepo, but also a babe, his red-eyed babeliness in the morgue. Lydia's like crying in the bathroom stall, all those things of Peter, his feet, the kind of him staring at the trophy case. Boyd just being wonderful. Boyd intimidatingly eating a Dorito. Boyd smiling. Boyd with the keys, all of that good stuff. Erica's debut as, werewolf Erica, the shoes, the jacket, the apple, that whole thing. Erica getting into Derek's Camaro with the smile, that whole thing. Allison being really, really soft towards Lydia and her dad before the ice skating date. Iconic Stydia, the orange and blue conversation, the two of them holding hands and ice skating, the entire Scott and Allison photo booth scene. Adorable, precious, beautiful. Victoria Argent with the giant kitchen knife. Yikes.
Mhm.
Styles creeping into Boyd's house. So if you're ever looking for an image of Styles's butt, that's pretty much the only one you're going to get. So very, very sorry, but that's in this episode here. Erica hitting Styles with the car part. I have beautiful everything, that entire vibe by Styles. You're incredibly attracted to me right now. You want to try making out just for a little bit? The Hale pack at the ice rink. So Erica's like big toothy smile, transformative. Isaac looking just unbelievably chiseled in the leather jacket. Derek stalking again with the red eyes. Boyd in the bite. Scott being both a really strong fighter and getting his butt kicked by Derek. And Jackson just looking unbelievably happy and smiley, lifting his truck out of the mud. So there's a lot of really excellent images in here, particularly of Erica and of red-eyed Derek. So if you're looking for
get cracking.
those, then this is the episode you're looking for.
We expect to see some good work out there.
Erica.
Sweet Erica. So thanks for listening to episode 3. This has been a good episode. I was delighted by it.
Yeah, we're on episode 15 of Pack Dynamics.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Good work. Yes, thank you for listening to this episode. We really appreciate you spending your time with us. You can find us on the internet at Fandom on the Rocks. And if you want to support the pod and find a whole buttload of bonus content, you can do that at patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. Or you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and get the same bonus content there. And then we will catch you on the next episode of Pack Dynamics.
Just 2x4 abomination steric shippers in the house.
Yes.
Oh!
You've been listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. You can follow us online at Fandom on the Rocks. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to our Patreon account at patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. Subscribers get access to ad-free content, exclusive bonus episodes deep diving into fandom, and more. So until next time, keep your pack close.